Okay, so are you ready? I'm so ready for this, and I just want to know, are you hand on heart ready to give Park Lane the best that you have? Yeah? Are you ready to put in the work? Are you ready to make mistakes? Are you ready to make changes? Are you ready to stop the excuses? Are you ready to step up? Yes. I feel like I'm in Park Lane Church. Are you ready to trust yourself? Are you ready to do things differently? Are you ready to stop comparing yourself, stop doubting yourself, I'm crying already, stop sabotaging yourself, and are you ready to stop thinking that you can't? Are you ready to be the very best that you can be? Ask yourself right now, when you get up and walk out of this room today and you go back to your everyday life on Monday, what do you want your life to look like? Are you ready to take control and be responsible and accountable for your success and goals? Have you planned your next week? Have you planned your next month? Have you planned your next year? Have you planned 5 years and now? Are you ready? Well, I hope you're ready to rock this bling thing, and I really want to help you, so listen up. I've got so much advice to share. Some of it's going to be practical step-by-step guidance, and some of it is just food for thought. But before I do this, I think it's really important to share a little bit about me. I've been in direct sales now for 15 years. 2 of those years have been with Park Lane. I did not get here because I was a natural or by accident. I did not get here I did not get here by being perfect or by always saying and doing the right things. I promise you I did not get here because I'm super intelligent or goal-driven or competitive. I'm none of those things. I believe that the reason I'm here today as a franchise owner, as a leader and a fashion director, first and foremost, is because I'm never scared to ask questions. I simply ask lots and lots and lots of questions. I've said that, wait. No, I haven't. I have spent 15 years asking my leaders and mentor questions. Questions from my team, questions from my customers, my hosts, questions from my VIPs. I question my family and friends all the time, but most of all, I always ask my own self questions. By asking questions and learning what questions to ask, you will never have to guess, assume, prejudge, be misunderstood, or have a misunderstanding. Asking questions will change every relationship you have in this business and in your life. A little bit more about me. I suffer and celebrate ADHD. I was diagnosed only 5 years ago as an adult, which meant that for 30 years I believed I was hopeless. And that's exactly what Mary was saying today. I was very shy and I was not getting up here at all. I am now. I've lost my spot. Wait. Everything I do usually takes twice as long. I struggle to read, as you can see, and comprehend what I have read. I misunderstand instructions and I forget a lot. I truly felt that every day I was trying to get through life, making excuses and reasons for why I hadn't been able to keep up with the simplest of everyday adult tasks. I still struggle today, but what's made a difference is that I began to ask a lot of questions and I recognised what I needed help with, and I made those changes and I continue to make changes, and I've allowed myself to succeed. I also forgave myself. Thank you. I'm a bit shaky. I feel naked sharing all this about myself. Lucky I got a sparkly skirt on. I forgave myself for all the things I am not, and I now celebrate all the things that I am. If you were on the receiving end of me for the first 10 years of business, I don't even know if I said something funny. Someone's laughing. 10 years of business, you would assume that I didn't care about you because I would forget to call you back. It happens now sometimes, I'm not looking that way. Or I would turn up late, or not even get to a workshop in on time, happens frequently. You would assume that I knew so much about the products that I would often have $1,000 parties and 3 bookings. People had no idea that I would make half of it up. And even just signing someone up, it was because I was a natural, not because I could study anything. I just was able to, I don't know. I still don't know. But to be honest, all I have ever done is not give up. I learnt the lessons the hard way. I've never been scared or embarrassed to ask questions. It's very rare I get embarrassed. Sometimes I need to ask the same question 3 times over. I guess because I've always had to ask questions to understand anything in my life, I've never been embarrassed to do so. I truly believe that when you work out what questions to ask and when, you and your business will grow, and your life, your family's life, and you'll forever change for the better. By just sharing this small insight into my personal challenges and triumphs, I hope now that you understand that I bought a kit just like you. The magic happens the second that you decide to invest in your personal development. So if you're ready now, I'm going to give you my best questions I ask to make my business more purposeful, profitable, and passionate. So when asking for parties, the emotions are over now, girls, it's okay. When asking for parties, so how would you feel? This question changed my business from hoping for bookings to guaranteeing the best chance I could get 2 or 3 out of 10 people to book a party in with me. The scenario, when you're at the checkout and you are wanting to book in with your customer, you could say something like, "So would you like to book a party in with me?" You have just given her a get out of jail free card. She will 90% say no. You have asked her a yes or no question. Or you could do this. "So did you enjoy tonight's styling session?" "Yes," and I'm always nodding, like people have to nod with me because they've got no choice. "So did you enjoy tonight's styling session?" "Yes." "I can see that you have 5 or more items on your wish list. How would you feel if we have a get together and we get those items for free?" "Yes, that sounds awesome." "Great." So that's just a little snippet there. Or you could say, "So how would you feel about having a styling session?" She will say, "Sounds good," or she will give you an excuse. I love excuses. I rub my hands together. Excuses are good. Enjoy them. You can overcome these. Most excuses are just that, they're excuses, and at some point it is the battle of the better salesperson. Make sure you're the better salesperson. She may say something like, "I don't have enough time." Never disagree with her. Say, "That's okay. I totally understand, and that's why I asked you. Now tell me, how many people would you like over for a catch-up?" So she's going to say, how many people would you like to catch up with? Have a real good think, give me a number. And she's going to say something like 8. "Wow, awesome. So if I told you that you had 8 people to catch up with and each person was 2 hours to catch up with, and you had to have a piece of cake or a glass of wine, that's like 8 cakes or 8 bottles of wine. You really don't have 16 hours to catch up with all of these people, do you?" She's like, "No." And I'm like, "And you really don't want to eat all those calories, do you? The wine's fine, but the calories, are you sure about that?" And we have a bit of a joke, make it fun. So then she would say something like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, well, how about you ask all those people over, and if they say no, then at least now you're guilt-free. So, would you like the beginning of the week or the end of the week?" And she would then tell me the choice of 2 yeses. And it'd be as simple as, and I love doing this, it'd be as simple as the end of the week. Great. Daytime or nighttime? Nighttime. 7 or 7:30? 7:30. Friday or Saturday? Saturday. Okay? So you're only giving them 2 choices. So my girlfriend and I, we like to get pedicures and manicures together. It's our time together. I sit down, and this is my ADHD kicking in. I whirlwind in the shop, and I'm like, get that colour, sit down, all good. And within 20 seconds, I've picked a colour, and I'm enjoying my experience. My girlfriend Lee, she walks in, and the anxiety over picking a colour means that she does not enjoy the whole experience the whole time. She looks over every single colour, all of them, all the time. Last time we went, what I did was I actually picked 3 colours in what she likes, and I sat her down and I gave her the 3 choices, and within 2 minutes she picked 1 out of the 3. And we actually got to sit down and enjoy our coffee and talk about absolutely crazy stuff that no one else needs to hear. So by eliminating 100 choices, she was able to make that 1 nail colour. Okay? So that's what happens when you're at your parties. Do not open your whole diary. You don't want them to pick Christmas Day. Some questions in your business are absolute killers. These ones are the ones that you are now banned from. No more. So, when do you want... Oh, hang on. Yeah, these are the ones. So when do you want your party? Okay, just like I explained then. Would you like to have a party? That's a yes or no question. Do you need more time to think about it? Gone. Never say them again. When someone is interested in joining. So, personally, I don't care much for detail. So for a $43 investment, I do not understand 700 questions that people ask. This is me personally. But that's just me. 50% of the room need to ask those 700 questions. So the only way to know what people want to know is by asking. Never assume people want to know what you did when you decided to make the decision to join. So here's my example. Okay, so what would you like to know? This is the first question I ask anybody. They could say, how much is the kit? How much can I make? Do I have monthly quotas? And before you answer those questions, ask them this. Okay, so how would you like that information? Something to read, something to listen to, or something to watch? Something to listen to. Great. Now I'll send her a voice message with the answer. If you don't know the answer, ask your leader. It's simple. Imagine delivering the right answer in the best way for each individual. I bet any money that at the moment you are running on your default setting, as in the way that you like to learn. I'm a visual learner, so I like videos. I don't need much information to make a decision either. Like at $43 is a bottle of vodka or a business. Take a pick. I'll have both. Imagine if you yourself like reading. Needs the ins and outs, the upside downs, every single detail you need, and sent in an email and everything that you felt you need to make that decision. And that's okay. But if you're someone who doesn't give detail and you're only going to say it's $43 here, sign up, you kind of need to give them that information, and I've really had to learn that. The next thing I do is I say, what would you like to know now? And how much information would you like? Watch your conversations go from vaguely interested to I'm joining now. They jump from a 1 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10, just with a little bit of practice, just by learning how people like to learn. So now that we have covered parties and recruiting, I just want to give you a few ideas on some everyday life and what I do in my everyday business. This is where being really ready is most important. Ask yourself these questions. Do you have 10 catalogues in the boot of your car? Do you have a roll of jewellery with your 10 favourite items on you in your bag at all times? Do you have a refer a friend card, invite booklets, and a catalogue on you at all times? Check your handbags. No, it's okay. Do you have a folder with the current customer sale, the network magazine, overseas trip flyer, and anything else that's current? Is that sitting on your desk ready to go so you're ready and prepared for your business? Being prepared and ready gives you a business mind. It saves you money, it saves you time on posting, and it saves you chasing your tail getting back to people. Here are some more questions. Do you set aside an hour minimum per week for training? Do you align yourself with your sponsor, your leader, and your franchise? And do you put your hand up when you need help? Do you join in where you can, and do you help others? Or are you sitting and waiting and hoping that someone notices you? It's not their job. And last question, do you stand out? Are you wearing the same dainty few pieces because you like them? How's that going for you? Do you wear the customer sale? When I wear jewellery, I always try to wear something under $40. I like to wear a thank you gift. I like to wear like some decent half price products and a hostess only, and I try something around $200. I make sure that I have around 5 items and where possible a statement piece. I actually made it a point that I've started walking in the mornings and I will wear my exercise outfit and statement earrings just to be ridiculous, and I love it. People comment. Jewellery is the perfect opportunity for someone to give you a compliment and open up a conversation about what you do. But you can scare people away with this. Avoid the salesy pitch in your first sentence. Example, oh wow, I love your necklace. Thank you, I sell jewellery. Here's a catalogue. Again, it is about the questions and the relationships you are building. Take a deep breath when someone compliments you. It helps you give yourself a little bit of space in your head. Oh wow, I love your necklace. Thank you. It's the first time I've worn it. I won it last month. Got it? Or, thank you. It's one of my favourites and it's an absolute bargain at $19 down from $150. I love the bargain, do you? Or, thanks. I wasn't sure if it went with my outfit, but it arrived yesterday and I thought I'd give it a go. I've had a few compliments about this today already. Do you see the difference? Find a few one-liners that sit well with you and make people more intrigued about your business, and they're not going to be inclined to run away. It won't be long before you're adding these people to your VIP pages, giving her catalogues, and most importantly, grabbing her details. This is key, girls. I never give out my details unless I get theirs. And in fact, in 15 years, the only time I've had business cards was when I became a franchise owner, so I could write franchise owner on it. But other than that, I've never had them because it makes you lazy. You hand a business card out and you wait by the phone for someone to call you. So I purposely dig my business cards really deep in my bag, try not to find them. It's a bit of a Mary Poppins bag. And what I do is I ask them for their details. Once I have their details, I give myself permission to give them my contact details. So I hope that gives you a lot to think about, ladies, and when you walk away from today's and this weekend inspired, excited, and ready to go to the next level, but nothing changes unless you change, and you can't change unless you know how. So ask the right questions and ask yourself honestly, am I ready to make changes? You got this, girls. You got this.